So this chapter, we are in first canto, a chapter, prayers by Queen Kunti and Maharaj Parikshit saved. We are doing 39th verse today. Yesterday, Vajnath Prabhu did verse number 38. So verses number 18 to 43, Kunti's prayers. We are coming to the end of Queen Kunti prayers. So let us start our session. If any volunteer is ready, they can repeat after me. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 8, text number 39. Neyam subhishyate tatra.
Neyam
No problem.
Neyam sobhishat sobhishyate tatra.
Neyam subhishyate tatra.
Neyam sobhishyate tatra.
Te dhanim gadadhara.
Yathe danim gadadhara.
Dhanim gadadhara.
Yathe danim gadadhara.
Padayar ankita bhati.
Padpadair ankita bhati.
Padayar ankita bhati.
Padpadair ankita bhati.
Swalakshana vilakshitai.
Swalakshana vilakshitai.
Swalakshana vilakshitai.
Swalakshan vilakshitai.
Thank you, Mataji. Word meaning translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Not Iyam, this land of our kingdom, Sobhishyate, will appear beautiful. Tatra, then Yatha, as it is now. Idanim, now Gadadhara, O Krishna. Swat, your Padai, by the feet. Ankita, marked. Bhati is dazzling. Swalakshana, your own marks. Vilakshitai, by the impressions. Translation. O Gadadhar Krishna, our kingdom is now being marked by the impressions of your lotus feet, and therefore it appears beautiful. But when you leave, it will no longer be so. Purport. There are certain particular marks on the feet of the Lord which distinguish the Lord from others. The marks of a plank, thunderbolt, and instrument to drive an elephant, umbrella, lotus, disc, etc. are on the bottom of the Lord's feet. These marks are impressed upon the soft dust of the land where the Lord traverses. The land of Hastinapura was thus marked while Lord Sri Krishna was there with the Pandavas, and the kingdom of the Pandavas thus flourished by such auspicious signs. Kunti Devi pointed out these distinguished features and was afraid of ill luck in the absence of the Lord. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshmurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Tapatakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavamsya Sri Rupam Sangrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Cha Vishakanvitam Cha E Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostame Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhan Shruti Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Papanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, welcome back all the devotees. So these are very beautiful words. Then from these words we have to learn so many auspicious things. So we will start the session like, Queen Kunti is addressing Krishna as Gadadhar. As you know, the Supreme Lord is wearing, Shankha Chakra Gada Padmam. He is also called Chakrapani because he is wearing the chakra in his pani, so he is called Chakrapani. And his name is, he is, holding the Gada also, so his name is Gadadhar. Queen Kunti glorifying in various ways so that, she is expressing her deep gratitude for the Supreme Lord Krishna. She not only knows that he is a relative, but also she knows pretty good that the Lord is, the Supreme Personality of God. And this is the proper understanding. So normally when saintly people very close to us and we take it advantage, we should not do that. Even Guru Maharaj, if he is very close to us, or if we are close to Guru Maharaj by doing Vani Seva or Vapu Seva, we take little lenience. So we should be very careful while dealing with the saintly people. Then what to talk about the Supreme Personality of Godhead? He is Sakshat Krishna himself. So here Queen Kunti, she is a very exalted and elevated soul, and she knew past, present, and future also by the mercy of Krishna. And during the exile period of Pandavas, Krishna helped all the Pandavas like anything, and he is the savior. He is the all protector for all the sons of Queen Kunti. In this way, she is expressing gratitude, and also she is feeling moroseness because the Supreme Lord leaving Hastinapura and he is going back to Dwarka. So in the purport Srila Prabhupada says, there are particular marks on the feet of the Lord which distinguish the Lord from others. So only the Supreme Lord has got these wonderful features. Nobody has got. And also keeping this, we can also challenge this some foolish people, those who claim themselves as God. We should ask them whether you are rich in all the six opulences, because the Lord is, Shadashwarya Purna. We need to ask the person who is claiming himself a God, how you can claim yourself as a God without possessing certain qualities. Here the Lord, in the lotus feet, it is mentioned, there are marks of flag, thunderbolt, and instrument to drive an elephant, and then umbrella symbol, lotus symbol, disc symbol, are the bottoms of the Lord's lotus feet. Then this is the science. This is a proper proof that the person who is none other than the Supreme Lord Krishna. These marks are impressed upon the soft dust of the land where the Lord traverses. Lord appeared from Golaka to this Buloka. In this Buloka, there is a place called Vrindavan. There where the Supreme Lord, he did his Adbhut pastimes, and everywhere, every bit of Vrindavan and his Leela has been exhibited. So the land of Hastinapura was thus marked while the Lord Sri Krishna was there with the Pandavas, and the kingdom of the Pandavas thus flourished by such auspicious signs. Of course, Pandavas, they also asked for the Supreme Lord help because the Kurukshetra was about to start. Then they sought the help of Krishna. Then the Supreme Lord himself appeared. And he also, he uh, put his auspicious lotus feet in the war field, and it became purified. Here, Kunti Devi pointed out these distinguished features and was afraid of ill luck in the absence of the Lord. She knows very well that when the Supreme Lord leaves this Bhuloka, then there will be, beginning of Kali Yuga. So the Kali Purusha would enter, and that is called ill luck actually. And this Kunti Devi pretending that she is humbly praying the Supreme Lord, "Oh my Lord, how can you live all these days? You helped us, you were with us, you sat with us, you ate with us, you were with us for all together. Now we are unfortunate, we are leaving you, we are unable to get your association." So Kunti Devi, um, she, since she is the mother of all the Pandavas, and she is also indirectly, asking the Supreme Lord to extend his stay in Hastinapur. So for that reason, she is making a lot of prayers in this 8th chapter of first canto. So anyway, we can also correlate how the Supreme Lord uh, keeps his lotus feet not only in Hastinapura but different parts of the world. So present scenario, if we can able to chant very attentively, surely we will feel like the Krishna's lotus feet touching our heart also. That is the power of attentive chanting. So only because only the Lord has got this identity of various chihnas, mudras. Hmm? And also we can learn that this is lotus feet is actually beginning of the Lord's darshan. If anybody goes to the temple, if they want to have darshan, we need to start having darshan from the lotus feet itself. It's not directly we are seeing the face of the Lord. So why lotus feet is so auspicious means because Lord, that is it is the foundation actually. When Lord stands, it is just like lotus feet are just like a base, pillar, foundation. And it is one of the reasons why we should have darshan of the Lord from the lotus feet. And even in Sikshastikam, text 5, if you can able to remember, I nandana tanuja kinkaram patita mam vishame bhavam budau krupaya tava pada pankajam stitaduli sadrishyam vichintaya. So here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself, but he appeared as a devotee of the Lord. So what does he says here? O son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor. Yet, somehow or the other, I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. Here we can understand that what is the real position of a devotee. Not only this Gopi Bhatta Padakamalaya Dasa Anudas, but also here it is being requested that please place me an atom at your lotus feet. That should be our position. But what happens, and due to our false ego, we always try to lord it over the material nature, and we say, I am the boss of this, I am the owner of this, and so I possess all this property, or I possess so many people under me. And in this way, his place has been misidentified. So such people cannot able to come over of this material banks because he is in aham mameti aspect, and in this mood he cannot he has to take so many other parts. Anyway, we have so many references like naisham matistavat guru kramangrim, and in Srimad Bhagavatam 7532, there is one wonderful verse here. Unless they smear upon their bodies the dust of the lotus feet of a Vaishnava, completely freed from material contamination. Persons very much inclined toward materialistic life cannot be attached to the lotus feet of the who is glorified for his uncommon activities. Only by becoming Krishna conscious and taking shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, in this way, one can be freed from material contamination. So it's not so easy to be an atom at the lotus feet of Krishna. So for that reason, we need to be pre-qualified. The pre-qualification is accepting the lotus feet of a spiritual master is very, very essential. So because we cannot understand what is the lotus feet of Krishna unless it is explained by somebody, isn't it? Who is that somebody? That somebody is a guru, either Diksha Guru or Shiksha Guru. So these things to be revealed first, because the guru can able to explain the souls of the Lord's lotus feet are marked with Shankha Chakra Gada Padma, and it is abode of all auspiciousness, and one should surrender to the lotus feet of the Lord. Then living entity can able to understand. So on his own he cannot be able to understand. So when Krishna walks on this earth or in the heavenly planets, these marks are visible wherever he goes. Vrindavan Dhama is a transcendental place because of Krishna's walking on this land frequently. And the inhabitants of Vrindavan are fortunate to see these marks here and there because the Lord is everywhere in all the 12 forests. When Akrura also went to Vrindavan to take Krishna and Balaram away from Vrindavan, because there is one festival or a kind of a plot has been arranged by Kamsa. So Akrura had an opportunity to pick them up. But upon seeing the marks of the Lord's lotus feet on the ground of Vrindavana, this Akrura, he fell down and he began to, groan. These marks are visible to devotees who receive the causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is called Tavanukampitam. So the demigods were jubilant not only because the appearance of the Supreme Lord would do away with the burdensome demands, but also because they would be able to see upon the ground of transcendental marks from the soles of the Lord's lotus feet. So there are so much to say about the lotus feet of the Lord. So even the gopis also trying to, always worship. Even gopis took the lotus feet of the Lord and touched it to their breasts. Anyway, it is a deep subject when we read in the 10th canto. Gopis, one who is always absorbed in the thought of the Lord, is beyond material platform, and they will not remain in this material world. So it is our duty, therefore, always to hear and chant, think about the Lord's lotus feet. Is actually done by Vaishnava who have decided to live in Vrindavana always and think of Lord's lotus feet 24 hours a day. In this way, one has to worship the lotus feet of the Lord and daily offer Tulsi. Like Tulsi Devi is always at the feet of the Supreme Lord. And if anybody worships even Tulsi Maharani also, and it is very auspicious that we can easily get the real lotus feet of the Lord. So for this reason, daily we do Tulsi Kirtan also, and we offer flowers, and we offer water, and we offer a lamp for Tulsi Maharani, and we are asking her, give that Seva Adhikar for us. So even in so to get ourselves really have darshan of the lotus feet of the Lord, we must be able to pre-qualify. That is, those who are constantly in touch with the lotus feet. Who are them? Like Tulsi Maharani, 24/7, she is at the lotus feet only. Even Lakshmi Devi is sometimes she is a little far away, but Tulsi Maharani is always, getting attached to the lotus feet. And also the spiritual master, he is always thinking of the lotus feet of the Lord. So Guru and Tulasi and the Vaishnavas who worship the Supreme Lord, if anybody worshipping them, then Krishna's lotus feet is very easy. Even in Guru Vandana also daily we sing the song, Sri Guru Charana Padma, Kevala Bhakti Sadma. The lotus feet of the spiritual master are the abode of pure devotional service. I bow down to those lotus feet with great care and attention. My dear brother, it is through the grace of the spiritual master that we cross over this material existence and obtain Krishna, Kevala Bhakti Sadma. That means we need to worship actually the lotus feet of spiritual master first. Without doing this, nobody can able to directly, obtain Krishna's lotus feet. So even in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adilila 8.17, it is mentioned, one cannot obtain Krishna Bhakti or the devotional service of the Lord by official execution of the Vedic rituals. Maybe we can recite so many verses in the Vedas, Rigveda, Yajurveda, we can recite the verses. But if that is called actually a kind of, official. But if there is no love for Krishna, and those mantras may not have any effect there. That's why one has to approach a pure devotee. Even Narottam Das Thakur sings Chadiya Vaishnava Seva Nishtara Paye Chekeba, who has been elevated without rendering service to a pure Vaishnava. That means We need to identify pure Vaishnava and serve him to the best of our ability. And we need to please him, especially when the Guru is pleased, automatically the lotus feet of the Lord is also very much pleased and obtained. So it is also a statement of Prahlad Maharaj that unless one is able to accept the dust from the lotus feet of a pure Vaishnava, there is no possibility of achieving the platform of devotional service. Prahlad Maharaj says it is a secret. So while reading the scriptures, we come across various secrets. And if these secrets are not utilized properly, then our whole life will become really a secret. Okay, so and also we have some reference from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhyalila 2.31. The person who has not at any time received upon his head the dust of from the lotus feet of a pure devotee of the Lord is certainly a dead body. Oh my God. I will repeat. The person who has not at any time received upon his head the dust from the feet of a pure devotee of the Lord is certainly a dead body. So, what is the practicality of us is we are supposed to search for sannyasis, the bona fide representatives, the bona fide guru of the Lord, and we need to get the lotus, the dust, the lotus feet of the dust. We need to keep on our head, and otherwise it is simply a waste of time. So, as you know, in pure devotional service, there are three wonderful elements. I mean, if the water offered at the lotus feet, and the dust at the lotus feet, and the remnants left by a pure devotee, these are they have got powerful potency to obtain devotional service. Okay, so maybe I will quickly run through the PPT which I made so that you can also have a glance on this. These are the lotus feet of the Lord. So here you can find Urdhva Jo, Shankam, and Kham, Ambujam, Ankusham, Chakram, Dvajo, Pavi, Chatra, Goshpadam, Trikona, Kalasham, Chandrartham, Prostikam. These are all in Sanskrit. Swastikam, and these are the auspicious signs of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One should be able to remember these things, and also we can worship the lotus feet. Okay, so spiritual masters, lotus feet is beginning of the spiritual life, and those marks are visible to devotees. That means here, Tavanu Kampitam means those who are really bestowed the blessings, then they can have the lotus feet darshan. These are the spiritual masters, and here Narottam Das Thakur says that lotus feet of the spiritual master, the abode of pure devotion. So we should have the pre-qualification to serve the lotus feet of spiritual master and a pure Vaishnava. So this is you can have darshan of the Supreme Lord's lotus feet here. This Brahma Muhurta early in the morning. It's a very, very auspicious. Okay, I stop here, and also I stop my recording. If you have any questions, any add-ons, you can also welcome. Kandara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gurudev ki jai. Hare Krishna.